It looks like a lava lamp. It's so cool.
Okay, chat, you should be able to hear me now. Awesome. Are we good? Audio. This is a cozy stream. This is cozy. As you can see, we got PJs on, and both of our dogs are present. Mine is gracefully on the bed. Mushroom hates being held, so I won't hold her right now, but...
She's just chilling.
The queen. The queen.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, chat. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Sorry for the delay. OBS was not being friendly. Because this is, chat, I need you to remember, okay? This is the first time that we've ever done one of these streams that's on both YouTube and Twitch. So we might have some issues. Just let me know if like, anything is not there. Is that puppy in a sweater?
2 of them.
Oh, 2 sweaters?
Yeah, she's 7 pounds and is a Chihuahua, and she just is like shaking all the time. So, you know,
I used to have a Chihuahua way back in the day when I was like 10 or 12. I think, oh my God, what was its name? Rascal. It was Rascal. It was
not Rascal.
It was such a Chihuahua, like natural Chihuahua behavior. Just a mean, like just a really mean dog.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was. It was truly a Rascal. But yes, chat. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As you can see, another episode of Vanity Voices. Amazing. Let's go. It's been a while since we had one, but we have a very, very, very special guest here with us today. I'm sure you guys already know who this is. You have a cat. Her name is Fiona. I would love to have a cat, but they kill me. I'm so allergic to cats. It is ridiculous.
No.
It is absolutely insane. But yes, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And how are you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm just chilling.
Yes, yes. So am I. I am also just chilling. I was doing absolutely nothing before this. But you got to be cozy sometimes. So it is what it is. And then chat, as always, like we normally start these voice acting streams off, we are going to be mentioning the SAG-AFTRA strike as always, because I told you guys I do not like AI, and so we will bring it to your attention every single time because it is still happening. I say that every single time we do one of these. It is still ongoing. So Kelsey, if you would like to give a little intro as to what the strike is and everything about that.
Yeah, thank you. So hello everybody. So as you know or may not know, I don't know. Right now SAG-AFTRA, well, okay. At the end of July, SAG-AFTRA called an interactive strike. Basically because a lot of game companies were not accepting changes to the SAG agreement that protects actors from AI. They basically wanted license in the future to do whatever they wanted with actors' voices. And we like our jobs. like
Who
even
doesn't?
if I could have right, like, well, we hope people like their jobs, but
yeah,
like I could have my voice replicated and have it used in games in the future and just get paid to sit back and do nothing, but that's not why I don't do this to get paid. If I wanted to get paid, I would not be a voice actor.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I've heard many times.
Yeah, you know. So we love to do our jobs, and I personally believe that having AI models or AI replicas of people's voices do the work for them in commercials where it's already being used pretty frequently, and in video games, is like you're missing that human element to it, because much like visual art being used with AI, like AI cannot create in the same way that a person can. And I know a lot of people say that, and it might sound very like, I don't know, like wooey woo, but like it literally can't. Like it just like assembles a bunch of different data points in a way that it thinks you want them to be assembled when you type in picture of bowl of ramen. You know what I mean?
You can always tell. You can always tell when something is made by AI, either voice or like art. But
Yeah.
It's that's the scary thing, is how fast it's like evolved.
Oh yeah, and it is getting better. Like I'm seeing more and more now in like comments for like video game clips and stuff like that. Like, and I've heard multiple times, and people I know have heard multiple times, like comments on their work, like videos of their work, people being like, isn't this an AI voice? Like, it's getting to the point where people don't, like, can't sometimes tell the difference between real voices and AI. And that is even more of a reason why we need to stop this. So what does that mean? That means that unless if you're a SAG member, well, I mean, you're technically not allowed to work on non-union work, not during a strike, but like especially now, no non-union work. Technically, like, you're not advised to do side letter 6 work, which is video game work that is on an older SAG contract that doesn't have AI protections. So even if something is SAG, like Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty that just came out, that is side letter 6. So it is SAG, but it doesn't have those AI protections for actors. So there's a lot of nuance, and if you're a non-union actor, you may have heard non-union stuff is not struct. Struct? That's a word.
Yeah, it is a word. It's a word now.
It's not struct. Non-union stuff is not struck. But that's only because SAG doesn't have legal jurisdiction over non-union stuff, because it is literally not union.
Yeah.
But if they could say, hey, don't work on that maybe, because it undermines the aims of the strike, they would. So that's why you may be hearing less of voice actors right now. And it sucks. We don't want to be withholding work. We want to get paid.
Yep.
But if withholding work can help SAG negotiate for better contracts with better AI protections that protect us, the actors, and I would like to believe also protect the game companies from having crappy voices.
Yeah, exactly.
In their games.
Poor performances.
Then that's great. Oh yeah, right? Yeah. So that's a lot to say. Basically, TLDR, voice actors are on strike right now. We're not really supposed to be working on stuff, and we're not really supposed to be talking about stuff a ton on social media either. Which is why I did not, unfortunately, share the post that Azrael made.
Yes.
But it's all because, so if you see, also, sorry, I'm rambling now, but if you see people not talking about roles they've done on social media, it's probably because of the strike. I'm not really talking about stuff I've done. It sucks. I want to talk about stuff real bad.
Yeah.
But the thought behind that is, like, by talking about these projects that aren't signed to SAG interim agreements, which I'll get to in a second, you're essentially giving free promotion to these projects that don't have AI protections. So you're, like, basically encouraging them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, keep doing your thing. And that doing your thing includes not giving us AI protections.
Which is what we want to not do, chat. We want to not support that.
Yeah, so if you see people not talking about work they've done, it's probably because of that. So now, to the positives. So I believe since the start of the strike, over 120 games have signed the SAG interim or tiered budget agreements. And what those are is basically SAG's, like, contracts that they would like everybody to have for video games. Which is, like, basically says, hey, here's AI protections that if these companies don't follow, SAG can sue them. And yeah, so a lot of projects have signed those, and if you see people talking about projects on social media, maybe they're not following the guidelines, or they're talking about a project that has signed these agreements, which is great, because that means, like, it's like, hey, look at this awesome project that has agreed to protect actors, which is super cool. So yeah, So the push is for more and more projects to sign these agreements so that more and more projects can protect actors and the future of voice acting as a whole. I do believe that voice acting will always exist, but I think the main fight right now is, will it continue to exist in the same scope that it does? I think people saying like voice acting, oh, AI is going to be the end of voice acting, it's going to be the end of art. I doubt it. But will people still be able to make a living doing those things and use their skills to make a living and contribute to, I don't know, the world in the same way? I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
So what the strike is fighting for is the ability for people to continue to do that. So yeah.
It's unfortunate how like it's come to this, but chat, like I always say, I do not like AI. We need to get rid of it, but since it's already here, Pandora's box is open, it will not be going anywhere. So even if you know, it gets to the point where we can't just straight up say no AI, we need to at least hope that we can put in place some rules where even if, you know, an actor does agree to allow that to be used on their voice, that they do actually get compensated appropriately for like what is actually what the work that they're basically stealing from the actor because they're not doing it themselves. So yeah, hopefully in the future we'll see that, you know, actually happen, but corporate greed is crazy, so sometimes it'll take a while. And also, of course, that was a lot, so I do have some links and resources for you guys, that way if you have any questions or anything, if you want to just look at that, then you can pull it up, and you can also look if a game like directly is actually struck or not on some of these sites. And let me actually make sure that this is
thank you for including that, by the way. I feel like people don't know about that. So just a disclaimer for people who want to use the game checker, that Azrael is going to put in the chat, that is primarily for like industry use. So you can use it to look up stuff, but chances are you might not find some stuff on there because it's in production and under a code name, or doesn't have a code name and just has a SAG production ID, which only people working on production have. So you can find some stuff on there that's like been out by like the game title, but if you don't find something, so if something's not on their database, it'll come up red, meaning like it's either struck or non-union. But sometimes things just aren't on there under their name because it's for industry use. So if you see something and you're like, huh, that's weird, that might be why.
Yeah.
Like if you don't find it. And if you see something that's yellow, that means it's side letter 6, which is that it's under a SAG contract, but an old one that doesn't have AI protections, like Call of Duty.
Yes. And to answer your question, Gamer Channel, it's just corpos. They like money. So yes, like obviously characters like Jane are very popular in ZZZ, and that means that obviously people are going to try to pull for them. But in their eyes, and this is not like specifically for like any company that is involved with any games that we mentioned, but just companies in general like money. So if they are able to get a situation where they're able to not pay people as much so that they get more money, then they'll try and do it, which is the problem. That's like what we're running into. But yeah,
everybody is grandfathered under there too, because I don't know if people know this, like sometimes like it depends on the project and what's going on, but sometimes voice actors in like a production room with like a director, a localizer, and engineers, sometimes the voice actor is the person making the most money in the room for being there.
Oh, really?
So if voice actors get more sustainable living, that'll trickle down.
Yeah.
So it benefits everybody.
Yeah. Perfect. Also, hello, welcome in Draco. And then yeah, hopefully let me know if the audio levels are fine, by the way. Again, this is the first time we've like done a stream that's like doing both at the same time, so if there are any issues, let me know and I will fix it. But yeah, with that out of the way, now we can just chill. all the corporate talk is out now. Now we can get fully cozy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so chat, if you guys don't know, Kelsey has been streaming a lot recently. How has that been? Because you like recently started doing that on a regular basis again, right?
Yeah. So I was streaming like a year and a half ago, and then like uh my computer started dying. So it got really bad. There was one stream where I was streaming with Julia Gu and Corey Yee, and like because my computer was like struggling so much, my audio was literally 20 minutes behind their audio.
20 minutes? That's crazy.
It was crazy. I was just sitting there like crying, laughing because my stream looked like a slideshow, and then they were responding to stuff I said 20 minutes earlier.
No, that is insane. A 20-minute delay is crazy.
I know. I like didn't know that was possible. But so got a new computer, so don't deal with that anymore, and I've been streaming again. It's been really fun.
Amazing. Yes. Also, I don't know if it's necessarily Windows 11 because I do have Windows 11 and I don't have that issue. I have other issues, but not that issue.
That I was on a 2019 MacBook Pro.
Oh,
so
wow.
That might have been my issue.
I have not actually okay, perfect. You've already brought up Macs and I already brought up streaming. Okay, when you started streaming again, you were playing Minecraft. And yeah, it was so funny to watch you play when you started again, because had it been a long time since you played Minecraft?
Oh, like 3 years, I think.
Okay, yeah, because you were like, it was it was funny watching you like rediscover the game as if like I had played the first time, because you were struggling with like placing down blocks, and it reminded me of when I first started playing Minecraft on a Mac, because I didn't realize that Macs technically don't have a right click. And that's like how you place blocks on there. And I could not figure out how to place blocks either. And so it was really funny seeing that happen to you. And I ended up way back then, I don't even remember. I was like 11 or something. And so I didn't know how to like fix it. I didn't know how to look it up. So I rebound place block to R. So I would place blocks with the R key.
I mean, whatever works.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. It worked. But yeah, it was really funny watching like what felt like trying to learn Minecraft again. It was very, very satisfying.
Well, I was also like playing on my new computer, which is a PC, and I like hadn't had a PC since like high school.
Yeah.
So I was just like, what
do I do? Yeah.
Yeah, what do I do? And then I hadn't seen like a lot of the things that they had updated in Minecraft. So, learning curve for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I managed to catch you going into a cave, but did you manage to go into like the new cave system, like how that works?
I didn't go very far.
Okay, I do remember your dirt house. Scary. The dirt house was great. Yeah, when are you going to continue the Minecraft Let's Play?
I don't know. Now that I've gotten into like a bunch of other games that I've been wanting to play, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually getting into a rhythm. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun to bounce around.
At some point. Yeah, right.
Yeah, which I normally don't do, but recently I have been, because I've been streaming. I mentioned it earlier before we started streaming, but Metaphor, right? Yeah, Metaphor ReFantazio. Yeah, great game. I haven't been streaming it as much as I would like to stream it, but and also you were doing what I wanted to do like all of October, which is spooky streams like throughout the thing, and I have watched a few of them, and it's really funny because I've heard so many. I'm gonna let you rant about it now. I've heard so many things about like Nancy Drew over the years, and so watching you play was so interesting because I've heard the name Nancy Drew from so many different sources. What is Nancy Drew?
Oh baby. Okay, so Nancy Drew, the Nancy Drew games are, I think they're still being made. Yeah, they're still being made. But they've been made since like the late 90s, and they're like primarily like for younger kids, like ages like 8 to 13, I think. I don't remember. I'm just pulling that out of my head. But like
Yeah.
I think it's like 8 to 13-ish age range. And I played them when I was super little. And they're based on like the Nancy Drew book series
Yeah.
from like gosh, I don't even know. I think that came out in like the 60s or something. Um but then
Let
there
me
was
see.
another Nancy
I
Drew
can
book
look it
series
up.
that came out later. Where she was like in her 20s, which is weird. But
Oh,
she's a
really?
teenage detective. Yeah. Yeah, and it was like a little darker. I read it when I was like in middle school. It was wild. But she's a teen detective and she just basically goes around solving mysteries. So it's like these point and click puzzle games that get honestly sometimes kind of suspenseful. And it's just like the animations are kind of old, a little bit janky. I haven't been playing the new ones. I've been playing
Yeah.
like the
The
old
old
ones that like
ones.
I played when I was little.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
it's
like
fun to watch.
so janky. Yeah, they're so janky and they get like honestly creepy. And some of the puzzles are like actually, I'm like, how did I like? I'm struggling with this now. How did I do this when I was like 8? Like, did I do this?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I
But
didn't
yeah,
get to
it's been
see
silly.
like how you solved it, but I tuned in when you were trying to solve. I didn't even realize it was a bomb. You were doing something that was it was like some sort of puzzle, and then it messed up, and you just exploded, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What just happened?
Yeah. So let me set the scene.
Yes.
You're a teen detective. You're asked by a family friend to come solve a mystery in this manor in Essex. And it's not the Essex that everybody memes on the internet. It's like old and like it's like a castle kind of, and it's like secret society nonsense. So you go into this place behind a secret wall that you have to turn a statue's hands to get behind.
Naturally.
You go down like natural as you do. Yeah. And you go down like 3 flights of stairs into a cellar. You have like a radioactive rock that you're using for light. So everything's all green. And there's like a series of puzzles with doors that you have to do the puzzles to get past the doors. This one was alchemy themed. So you had to press so you had to do research on your phone in the game and in the library about alchemy symbols and like alchemy like recipes. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah,
formula?
yeah, recipes. Yeah,
something like that. And then like so you had to like correctly input like the formula of the symbol of the alchemical solution you were trying to make. And I didn't like do the research yet. I think you saw me when I first encountered the puzzle. So I was just like, see what happens if I push random buttons. And it like blew up and the camera just shows Nancy falling backwards. And then the screen's all dark and it just was, oops.
Oh, yes,
and,
yeah. I
and
forgot about that.
Yeah, there are so many like deaths in the Nancy Drew games that are hilarious. In that game, you can also die by like falling into like a 5-foot tall pitcher plant, and you just hear Nancy go, and you see her legs. Like
I did not get to see that one when that happened.
It's so funny. And then like, yeah, it's just very silly. And then the funniest thing, they like do like hard cuts after you die. It just plays like the scene that happens when you die, like the oops, and then it immediately hard cuts to the start menu, and it's like playing the theme music. It's just oops.
Yeah, right back into the happy-go-lucky music. Yeah, as if she didn't just explode.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy though. I can't imagine being like, I think the age that you're supposed to be for those games and getting that correct, like trying to find alchemical symbols and matching it into a formula. Oh, did you?
8-year-old me was like fully on the forums, just like from like 10 years earlier, like what's the
there was
answer
always
to the puzzle?
I love how no matter what question I had back when I was a kid, there was always Yahoo Answers or was a Quora or something. Like there was one other website where someone from 18 years ago just asked this question. That was like the exact thing I needed. It's so funny.
So perfect.
Also, Vulcan, we'll get to your question. So, okay, now that we've talked a little bit about streaming, we'll get into voice acting in general. I'll get to your question here in just a second, Vulcan. I'm going to go broad first, and then we'll focus in on like stuff like that. But in terms of voice acting, When did you like start getting into voice acting? Was it something that you were just like always interested in, or where did you like, where was the point that you thought that it was like something you wanted to strive for?
Yeah, so I always did theater growing up, always did music, then went to college, double majored in theater and vocal performance, which is
Ooh.
like, vocal performance is like kind of like the pre-med of opera.
Okay.
Like so you get like, you learn vocal pedagogy, so you learn how to teach voice, and piano, because I also want to teach piano. But like, in order to fully start auditioning for opera stuff, then you should probably get a master's in it.
Okay.
But I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of want to do like on-camera acting more, and like musical theater. So then I started pursuing that after college, and I did a bunch of on-camera stuff, and theater, and then I took, actually, my senior year of college, my college randomly offered a voice acting class that was one semester. Yeah, which is really cool. I mean, it mostly focused on like, I'm in Chicago, so there's not a ton. It's mostly commercial voice acting here. So it was focused on commercial stuff. It didn't really go into the bulk of what I do now, which is like more character focused. But it was really cool. Learned a lot. We got to make Baby's first commercial demo, which I don't know where mine is, and I don't ever want to hear it again, because I remember even at the time being like, this is the cringiest thing I've ever heard.
See, but that's why you have to find it. It's like it's a piece of history.
That was like 2 computers ago. I don't even know if I have that anymore. But now I feel like if I ever find that computer again, I'm like, I gotta boot it up.
Did you also like, whenever I asked that question, did you also just like a really shitty mic when you were like originally were doing everything?
So for the class, no, because so my college was like primarily a performing arts college, so they had like really good recording studios, because they recorded like albums and stuff there.
Oh wow,
not just for students, but for like local artists and stuff.
That's cool.
So it was, the sound was good quality.
Yeah.
It was the me that was not.
right. But as starting off as expected.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, so then I kind of forgot about it. Like, I did a couple like very local things like in my college town, and I kind of forgot about voice acting because I like didn't really, they gave us good advice on like the very basics and kind of starting to get into commercial stuff, but not like on a larger scale. It was just kind of like, reach out to local radio stations. Ask if you can do the phone system for local businesses. So I didn't really know how to get into it. What?
I said I would not want to be the phone system for a business.
I am the phone. Okay, this is so random. My dad owns a restaurant, and I'm the phone system for his restaurant.
That is okay. See, but that's perfect. If it's for a family member, that's different. Yeah. That's really sweet. That's cool.
Oh, thank you. It was fun. So, and I kind of forgot about it. I was just like, okay, I have this thing, but I don't really know where to go other than just like reaching out to local businesses. And then I kind of just assumed like, oh, yeah, people do like character voice acting in video games and cartoons and anime and audiobooks and all this, but like other people do that. Like, I can't do that. I don't know why I assumed that. I just was just like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I just kind of kept going for a couple years, and then the pandemic happened. And I was like, well, shoot, I can't do anything right now, because both on camera and theater are in-person things.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't I just take more voiceover classes? I honestly spent like most of 2020 like chillin'. Like, I did not get into it. It was in early 2021 that I started taking classes. I was literally just like bumming with my roommates, and it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I was also very privileged to like not have to be in a situation where I was super exposed to COVID and to have the ability to chill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, So it was nice at the expense of,
everything else going on. Yeah,
terrifying.
no, I will say I was the exact same way too, because
Yeah.
at the time my dad had just moved out of our childhood home, and I was
Mhm.
like renting it out through him, and so I had my roommates I had a lot of my friends come over, and I had 3 roommates there, like in my childhood home for that year, and so that was the first time I ever had like roommates before, and so
Yeah.
that was a crazy experience, but yeah, it was also, I was lucky to be in a situation where I wasn't really like that exposed to COVID. But one of my friends was a server at a restaurant, and so I got to see like how the industry just kind of blew up, and everything went like pickup, like
Yeah.
curbside pickup and everything else, which honestly I
Yeah.
will say it is kind of nice that almost every business ever has curbside pickup now, which like I feel like
I
only happened because of COVID.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get into it, but I also think that I am able to do what I do now because of changes to just society,
Mhm.
because that happened as a result of COVID. Um, but I worked at Starbucks, so we didn't work for a couple months, and then they brought us back in, and I was very lucky to work at a Starbucks with like a lot of my closest friends.
Uh-huh.
So I was just chilling with my roommates, and then we would work at Starbucks. We'd be like socially distanced, but like we had a big store, and we could only like give stuff to people could only mobile order, and we could
Uh-huh.
only like hand off stuff to them at the door at like a little table that was blocking the
That's
entrance.
so funny.
And we would just like blast whatever music we wanted
Oh,
and
I'm
doodle
sure
on
that was
posters
nice.
and like sing.
Yeah.
It was like actually really fun.
Oh, I'm
And I
sure.
felt,
I'm sure.
yeah, it was, I feel again horrible saying that because I know a lot of people's experiences were not good, but I was like,
Yes.
I was that could never happen again, and I'm thankful for the experience I had during it, you
Yeah.
know?
But there were some fun
Um,
there were some fun things about it.
yeah, some perks. But yeah, so then 2021 started taking like virtual voice acting classes. Actually, my on camera like acting coach at the time is was, I haven't taken a class from him in a while, but Max Arciniega, who plays oh gosh, I never watched these shows. I feel so horrible. Um Crazy 8 on Breaking Bad and whatever the show that came after that was.
Okay, oh, what was the show that came after?
What's the sequel show? Why can't I
I
think of it?
started Breaking Bad, but I
Better
never
Call
finished
Saul.
it. Yes, yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the
Yeah.
support from
So,
the from the side there.
yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh no.
Oh, you're
No.
good. You're good.
Sorry, my laptop is doing a thing. I have like a Google schedule thing, and it's like giving me alerts. Hang on.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. Also, Chad got it too. Yeah,
Oh.
Better Call Saul. Yeah, I started. I
Yep,
should
thank
finish
you.
it. I did start Breaking Bad, but I think I only got like halfway through season 1. But I am consistently told that that is a show that I need to watch because of like how
Same.
peak it is.
Same. And I still haven't. Oops. Sorry,
Yeah.
Max. But he referred like one of the classes I took from him, because he was doing virtual classes over the pandemic too. He referred me and some other students to a class being taught by Nicholas Roy, who is a voice actor that people might recognize, and he was doing his first like virtual voice acting class. So I took that, and then he referred me to Sound On Studio,
Let's go.
who
So
does
many referrals.
amazing voice acting classes. Yeah, so I just started down this rabbit hole of taking classes and being like, realizing I could do weird voices and being like, well, if I apply acting ability to this, maybe I can make this a thing.
Yeah.
And then slowly started gaining traction, was able to, also because I am married now, so I like have the ability. If I were like still single, I could not do what I do full time.
Yeah.
So there's privilege there for sure. But because of that, and because voice acting started picking up, I was able to be like, okay, I think I want to focus on this full time. And then just started picking up momentum and was like, you know what? I think I like this better than on camera anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I eventually want to get back to theater and maybe do improv, but like, you know, figuring out how to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, on camera, it's a way different experience, but you're also limited by what you look like. Like, I kept getting typecast as like, and I kept getting auditions for like either like the victim of like a heinous like assault, or like,
why were you typecasted to that often?
because I mean, I don't know, but I don't know, because I can cry good.
Oh, I mean, hey, that mean if you have good crying skills, then I guess I can. If it works, it works.
Or also, I think because a lot of the shows that are filmed, there are more now, but like at the time, like the bulk of the shows that were filmed in Chicago were procedurals. So like Chicago Med, Chicago PD.
Oh, okay.
So that dealt with those situations a lot. So people weren't like, hey, you look like you could be bruised and bloody and beat up and screaming. Or I was typecast as like the girlfriend, or like the sad, like tormented person.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, this is cool, but like, what if I could be a tiny magical girl?
Exactly.
So
that's way more fun.
Yeah. So then just kind of went from there, and now I am signed with Atlas in LA, and just living life.
Amazing. I love that. It's always so funny. Like I've done, this is the 6th episode now, but I am expectant now that when I ask like the starting route, it all starts with theater, which is really funny. Because that's just how apparently everyone does it. And I have mentioned I wish I did theater. I never did theater in high school. I did do tech theater, so I got to like, you know, still interact like with
You're
theater.
a techie.
Yes, I was a techie.
Let's go. Thank you for your service.
Yes, of course, anytime. But yeah, I do wish that I had actually like done that, or just joined like more clubs. Because at the time when I was in high school, the reason why I didn't actually do theater, even though I thought that it could have been fun, was I was way too shy. I was like the biggest introvert like ever, and the idea of being on stage was like exciting, but I knew I would have the stage fright to like not actually nail down a performance. But I knew that I could nail some light changes in the lighting booth. I knew I could go crazy with that. That was so fun, I will say. Doing the like changing the lights and stuff like that was awesome. That was really cool. But yeah,
doing those quick set changes.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys are the heroes.
It was
like just little like dresses and makeup, like tiptoeing off stage while the techies are like
just overseeing everything.
Yeah, and their black clothes, sometimes with hoods up, just like pulling these massive set pieces out in like 30 seconds before the next light cue. Like,
yeah, I had to like, we got to come up with the idea of like what to build, but because I did it, I guess, at the wrong year, they taught us how to do it, but they never really let us actually build, like my class specifically, build anything. But we just got to come up with like the ideas of like what to do, and then they did it.
That's cool though.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, you don't have to do all the like, you don't have to get like the splinters or like the paper cuts or anything. Yeah. You can just be like, build me that.
Do this for me. Yeah. There was one project that we did that was incredibly fun, and for a while I actually thought that I wanted to go into like sound design, be like a Foley artist and stuff like that, because we had to come up with we had to create our own radio play, and just like we got put into groups, and it was just an entire project, and you were not allowed to use any sound bites from online. We were forced to we had to come up and create our own noises for the play. And so I was like the one in the group that just was trying to come up with all these different ideas to get like all these different sounds and stuff, and it was super fun. Like, it was really cool.
Oh,
There's
that's
one
so
part where we had like a
cool.
dragon fly by, and so we just took a big sheet and we like flapped it in front of the mic and like slowed it down and added reverb, and it just sounds like wings like flapping. It was
Oh,
so
that's so
fun
cool.
just trying to like reverse engineer noises. But that was also, I think, the first time, I don't think I've actually mentioned this because I just always forgot this was a thing. The first time that I like did anything voice acting related too, because I don't remember what our actual play was. I remember okay, bear with me. We did get first place on this, and it was like used as an example, like for the other, like the next couple of years. But it was Arnold Schwarzenegger like took a shit so hard he flew into space, and he had to fight space. He had to fight space zombies. And so I voiced, yeah, I know, it was crazy, but it was fun. It was great.
Did you come up with that idea?
No, I did not come up with that idea. It was the person who voiced Arnold Schwarzenegger came up with that idea because he could do a perfect Arnold impression. And so we were like, all right, we could fit it in there. I voiced the zombies.
Oh, damn.
But it was just really like,
voices.
yeah, it was off. I mean, I based off COD Zombies noises, so I would just be like, sail! And like just all the yelling that they did. But I mean, yeah, it was great.
From everywhere.
I know. But yeah, I was surprised because I listened back to it, and like obviously it was fun, like it was a funny play, but I thought in terms of like actual like a school production, I was like, this is shit. And then we ended up like the teacher loved it and ended up using it as an example, which was great. I love that.
That's so fun. Here's our school project. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger shitting. Hope that helps.
Yeah. And they're like, oh,
so
okay,
funny.
awesome. It was off coming. Okay, I will say, like, creating, because we had to come up with toilet noises, right? Because we couldn't take them online, and so it was awful.
What'd you do?
I just like did the fart noise like on my hand, and then we just added like. I would get like a small little like balloon thing and squirt water out of it, so it would, because it was he had to launch himself into space, so it was, it was diarrhea-esque sounds that we had to.
He needs some PSI behind that.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, he needs to have the pressure behind it. Yeah, so I really, really wish I still had the actual like audio file of the play, because I know it was on one. I actually reached out like I think like 2 years ago, because this was back when I was in, oh god, like 9th grade, I think, is when I did this. And so I reached out to them like 2 years ago, the other group members, because I knew it was on one of our Google Drives, and I was like, is there any way like that you have this audio file like still in your presence? And all of them were like, no, I don't. And I was like, god, no. And the teacher that we had that like kept it as an example, he left, and so I don't know like what school he went to, but yeah, that peak media is now gone, disappeared into the universe.
That just means you have to recreate it.
Oh god, yeah, I should. It'd be, I did try to do like a couple other, when I thought I wanted to go into like Foley stuff, I did create my own little radio plays or whatever, but it was more of like a test of, can I create like a decent enough sound that can bring out certain emotions. So I would like try and dedicate an emotion that I wanted to like deliver, and then try and figure out sounds to back up whatever like random voice clip that I like just took off the internet.
That's a great exercise to do.
It was really cool.
Really smart.
It was awesome. But
you made your own like Foley course for yourself.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah. And I did it for a while. And I still have some like weird ass MP3 recordings on my phone of anytime I heard like a really cool noise, I would just like recreate it and just like record it on my phone if I ever needed it in the future, which I never did. I never ended up using a lot of the sounds that I recorded, but I mean, sound redeems. Maybe. You scream. That is true. YouTube doesn't have redeems, so now that I am on Twitch, I can actually set up redeems now though. But yeah, sound redeems would be pretty good actually. Creating my own sound redeems, that would be sick. Yeah, that's sick. But let me catch up on chat. What are we doing here? Sorry. I didn't get to read it all while I was doing that. VA work is another piece of sound design. It is art. It brings characters to life. Or if it's a narrator, then it locks you in the storytelling. The last time on DBZ narrator was my child. I will say my cousin is big into DBZ, so I did hear that a couple times, but I never was into DBZ too much. But yeah, speaking of that, was there any like any games or shows growing up that you watched that you just were like it took inspiration from when you started doing voice acting work?
I mean, the first show that I watched a lot of the Pokemon anime when I was little. Like a lot of it. So I would just like try to like do everybody's voices.
Okay.
And I don't know if that was an inspiration for me when I started voice acting. Honestly, I don't know what I took inspiration from. I was just like, this is cool, I want to do it. And then I like started really focusing more in on like what are performances that I really like after the fact, kind of, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because for a time there, I wasn't like, I will say I watched a lot of I really liked the work in both the more recently than Pokemon, the Attack on Titan and My Hero dubs. I loved the work on both of those for different reasons. Yeah. One is like they're very different styles. So both of those, I definitely had like some of that in mind. Like, you know, in your little reference bank, like, okay, I'm doing this thing. I know what I want it to be. What is there anything that I know that I can pull from and add just like a little sprinkle of that to like get it to where I need it to be. So like pulling from those, I think, as well.
That's so interesting. So because you said when you started it was more like commercial based. So what was like your first break into like character focused acting as opposed to commercial stuff? Do you even if you even remember? Like
I mean, oh gosh, I don't even know. So I guess it depends on how we're defining break, if that makes sense.
Okay. Let me say like that's okay. Not like solid role, but I guess what was the first, if you remember, something that you did that you were like, oh, this is cool, being like doing a character instead of commercials.
Honestly, one of my like good friends who's a writer wrote this like horror, like long form horror poem, and he wanted people, this is when I like first started like literally 2021 first started being like, okay, maybe I'll take this seriously. Friend of mine wrote this like long form horror poem around Halloween, and he was like, hey, I'm trying to like do sound design. He also like worked in like production on like films and stuff, so he like knew how to do sound design stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
So he's rad. But he was like, do you want to be part of this? Do you want to be the little girl, like the creepy little girl? And I was like, yeah. And then I did it, and he was like, I mean, he's also a like incredibly kind person and a good friend, but he was like, Kelsey, you're like actually good at this. Yeah. Like not just narrating for a friend, like you're like actually good at this. You should do this. And I was very flattered. I was like, oh, thank you. But that was me being like, well, if, my shonen moment. Well, if Shane believes in me, then maybe I can do this.
Yeah, maybe I can believe in myself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, very that.
That's so funny. So the first thing when you had to avoid, first of all, horror things like are awesome. Like that's why I wanted to do more like scary stuff. I wish there were more like big name horror games coming out recently, but like since you started off, or I guess, well, not necessarily that was like the first thing ever, but since you had to voice the little like girl, does the like super higher pitch like YaoYao come more naturally as opposed to someone like Jane Doe, where it's a lot more like lower end?
So it depends. I've been booking higher pitch stuff for longer than I've been booking lower pitch stuff. But the lower pitched stuff is easier for me to do because I think it sits closer to where my actual speaking voice is. But I've been practicing the higher pitched stuff for longer. Okay. So it kind of is a net neutral, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, no, I get you. That makes sense. Yeah. And as Chad is saying, the YaoYao and Jane Doe spectrum does bring into consideration how good you actually do voice acting.
Oh, well, thank you guys.
Yes, yeah, very, very talented. Because I did not know that, that you voiced YaoYao for like a while until Chad brought it up to me. And I was like, what? There's literally no way. Because I don't think I played Genshin when YaoYao like actually released. Okay, well, I played Genshin at launch, but I left like right when Inazuma came out. Or a little bit after Inazuma came out, and then I came back shortly after. But yeah, do you play the games, by the way? Do you play Genshin and and Zenless, or?
I did. I haven't in a minute. I haven't really, I don't know. I think honestly I'm just like sad about the strike, so that makes me sad to play the games.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Strike. So I haven't played them in a while, but like normally, yes.
Yeah. When you did, was that like your had you ever played like a gacha game like that before, where you had to like roll for a character? That was like completely new for you?
Yeah, Genshin was the first gacha game I played. That was wild. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Because, like, of course, like, so many games have microtransactions now, but I was like, oh, this is, like, different.
Yeah. It's, like, microtransactions that kind of matter a little bit more than, like skins. Yeah. Because you get an entire gameplay mechanic as opposed to just, like, oh, a pretty flower
looking
on
like
my thing.
Peter Griffin. Oh, or that.
Do what? Oh, yeah. So someone said Seth MacFarlane, and then
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Doesn't Seth MacFarlane like actually voice like a bunch of the characters in Family Guy? I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, he does.
Interesting. Oh,
I don't know who all he voices, but yeah, he does a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, like Nelsie said, we're not gonna ask like specific lines to be said, but to go back up to Vulcan, I know it had been a while since I said we were gonna get to your question, but Vulcan earlier, if you're still here, they did ask, what was and this doesn't necessarily need to be about Jane Doe, but I guess what is your reaction to when you first get like selected? Like, because obviously you do a lot of auditions, but do you still get excited whenever you get one that you actually wanted?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, like I like literally mentioned this on my stream last night. There are so many games that like, there are so many games that like come out, and as a voice actor, I see them and I'm like, okay, on one level, I'm like, ooh, I want to play this. And then on another level, I'm like, I have no idea what this is, but it looks cool as hell. And I want to voice in it.
I want to work on it.
And you just kind of like, and you kind of go from like, oh, this is cool to like,
yeah. You lock in.
Yeah.
So are you able to like, I'm assuming you have an agent, right? So are you able to just like bring up stuff that you think would be cool to voice in, and they just kind of like find their way through it, or like get connections for you to kind of reach out?
Not typically, no.
No, okay.
It's usually like, no, it's just kind of like, there's like, so it's tough because like, even if you get an inkling that auditions for a certain thing might be going around, like if you know about it, that means someone broke NDA and told people about this thing that was going around. So like you can be like, so if you don't get those auditions, you can, I guess, technically be like, hey, so did you get the auditions for this thing? But like also then that is like, it's kind of like, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
So like there's a world in which maybe you could ask, but like generally, nah, you just kind of like,
you just chill until something comes your way. Yeah. There's
yeah.
Knock on your door. Hey, take a look at this. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
So how many okay. Hold on. Are you able to answer how you can audition in a sense of you should email a company or try out, or do they? Okay, so yeah, I guess that's a good question of what we were basically getting into. So I guess on average your agent kind of reaches out to you on stuff that they have, and do they just give you like character sheets and a few lines that you just kind of like create an audition for and then give to your agent and they send it back over? Do you ever do, or do you do like direct contact with the company after the agent like reaches out?
No, that's a no-no.
Okay.
So if you get something through your agent, it's like, don't reach out to the company.
Okay.
Like, they have established a channel of communication through your agent. So if you were to go behind your agent's back, which in that situation, your agent got you the email, got you the casting call, then it's like, why are you going behind the back of the person who got you the casting call?
Yeah, that's fair.
Who you also have a contract with. Like, don't do that. Don't do it. But I guess to further answer that question, a lot, unfortunately, which this is the part of getting into voice acting that is really annoying and sucks. I would not say to email a company that you know is in charge of producing the localization for or the production for a certain IP directly, because often the email addresses that are available to the public are not even the email addresses that like are the people who are casting.
Yeah.
And same with like responding to their Twitter accounts or like their social media. Like, the people you are likely talking to are not the people in charge of casting, and casting is unfortunately not done that way. And it all just is like, it is a little bit like mysterious and nebulous. Usually the way casting is done for, say, a game like ZZZ, like Genshin, like PGR, like a lot of these things, like Elder Scrolls Online, is through agents or through talent pools. And if you have an agent, it's pretty straightforward. Your agent receives stuff from the company. The company says to them, hey, here's an audition for this character, this character, this character, this character, this character. Send this to either these people we know of on your roster who we think would be good for this and we want to hear them read, or just send it to anybody on your roster who you think fits the specifications of the characters that we have. And then those people audition, they go in their little booths, they record, they send that file to their agents pass it on, and then that's it. And then if you hear back, you hear back.
Yeah, that's interesting. That also, what you said there actually answers another question that we just had in chat, which is it normal for companies to reach out specific or kind of ask for a certain VA? So I guess, yeah, some companies, like you just said, can, if they think that there's a VA on that roster that agent has, that they can send it to. So that's interesting. That's always,
sometimes,
I didn't know that they could do that. Yeah. So when you started like doing voice acting full time, do you have like an actual booth, or what's your like, where do you do the job?
Yeah. So I started off my first booth, which like I wouldn't even put quotes, because like, I mean, it's not like a booth, but it's like, it functions as a booth. So why am I putting quotes? Why am I qualifying? So it was when I first started like taking those classes, and when I did like my friends like poem narration and stuff, I was in a closet with like all of my comforters and blankets like specifically hung up in a way to dampen the sound.
Yeah.
And I had a USB microphone, and I was just in there doing it.
Yep.
And then my next booth was still a closet, but I got like actual sound treatment panels, and I got like a carpet in
like
there,
the foam.
And I got like, and I like researched, and I got a better microphone, which don't buy a good, like a super expensive, like industry standard microphone unless you have a good, well-treated space that sounds good. Otherwise you're, for lack of a better term, like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money until you can
that,
like, yeah. Don't waste your money until like you can, I don't know, make it sound the way it deserves to sound and the way you deserve to sound on that expensive microphone that you spent your hard-earned money on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it was, the next one was, closet, a bit more professional. Had like got more of the like industry standard software and processes down, and some better equipment. But now I have a Studio Bricks 1, which is a booth. It looks like it's like the size and shape of like a telephone booth, basically. It's like,
okay, yes, I've seen those. That's what I was gonna say. They like I've seen the like booths, and it's so interesting because I mean, obviously the booths get expensive. Like they can get very expensive. It's like it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, actually, I got mine. My friend Ash, Ashley Biskey, voices Layla in Genshin.
Oh! I love Layla.
Yeah. Ash is one of my. Oh my gosh, I'm so.
Raisin doing Raisin things.
Get off my lap. Yeah, she's trying to hang on.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
She's like, she's like wiggling her head under the arm of my chair. I'm like, oh, I think she wants to get down. Give me a sec. Raisin. Everybody say bye, Raisin.
So cute. Bye, Raisin. What is Mush doing? Oh, is she underneath my? Oh yeah, she's underneath my desk. Mush is chilling. So sad. Sorry, chat. You don't have Mushroom on the bed right now.
Now you have no dogs. But yeah, so it was so funny. I had been looking for and saving up for an actual booth because booths can get really expensive, like you said. Depending where you are too, like you have more choices for your booth. Like if you live in LA, there are a bunch of companies that do booths, but that don't ship them outside of LA or California. And I'm in Chicago, so my options were a little bit more limited. So I was looking at Studio Bricks because they ship more places, and the booth that I have retails, and I'll get to this, retails for $10,000.
Is that crazy, chat?
And not including the equipment and the microphones inside, which I have a monitor, an audio unit, like furniture, not really furniture, but like shelving in there. I have lights. I have 2 professional grade microphones of like different types. I have cables. Like but when I was on vacation in Florida late last year, Ash texted me and was like, look at this on Facebook Marketplace. And it was a guy who lives in Rockford, which is like a couple hours from Chicago, selling his Studio Bricks 1 for $5,000.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I mean, this is gonna suck in January, because I was there over the New Year's. So I was like, this is gonna suck in January in Illinois, driving a U-Haul with a friend to get this booth for half price, but it's going to be worth it.
Oh, absolutely. So I did it. Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's great.
Facebook Marketplace actually has like some pretty good deals on there that you can find. Obviously, there's a lot of like, you need to be very careful on like Facebook Marketplace. Like 100%. It's same as like Craigslist back in the day. Does anyone ever use Craigslist anymore? I don't think I've ever heard that in a while, but yeah, that's crazy. Half off is insane.
Yeah, right? I was like, I don't think I'm ever, like, I was like, I don't know if I can do this right now, but I was also like, I need this. I don't think I'm ever going to see one of these for this cheap ever in my life again. Like, I gotta do it. And it was in like perfect condition. He had used it for several years, but just like didn't like need it anymore. He was retiring, so he was like, just kind of trying to get rid of it. And I was like, please. So,
I will take it for you. Get rid of it then.
This was on a vetted Facebook Marketplace for voice actors. So like,
oh really?
Don't trust everybody on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If we're gonna do disclaimers, chat. If you ever do anything like online stuff like that, always also make sure whenever you pick it up that you ask to meet in like a public place. Don't ever like go to their house because that is while not saying odds are that they're like bad. It is always better to be safe than sorry. So definitely meet in public.
Bring a friend.
Yes, we always have actually, because I work with my dad. We have a family like business, and there are a lot of people that will like, we have PO boxes. So we see the customers like every day, and so we have had customers ask if they can like set up our shop as like a meeting point. That way, it's just like an okay, and we can watch. Which is nice. It's nice to know that they like actually think about that. And chat. Nice. Did you ask another question? I remember looking this up a few years ago, and a lot of people start. Oh yes, yes, yeah. A lot of people do start on like other websites. Did you ever do casting call club stuff?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Did.
Did you?
Yeah, only for a little bit.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, I was gonna say the website is
like,
crazy.
If you guys know about, let me give you all a resource real quick.
Oh, perfect.
So
We love resources.
let me start by saying, especially if you're just starting out with voice acting, there's been conversations lately online with like people being like, oh, I'll never do unpaid work. But if you're just starting out,
yeah, you should definitely do unpaid work. Yeah.
You need the practice. Like, I don't care. You need the practice. I thought I was like, oh, well, I have degrees and like I don't need. It's so different. You need the practice.
Yeah.
And I will say, trust your gut. Be wary. Not everybody. People aren't out to get you, but sometimes people like are like, oh, creative project. I want to hire people to voice things and be my best friend. So put down boundaries. Be like, hey, I'm doing this because I like voice acting and your thing looks cool and I want to practice with it. And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So put down those boundaries, but be nice. But if you want to do some paid stuff and practice auditioning for paid stuff that's like a little more structured than like a fan project, which are also good, please do those. Lots of fun. There is on Twitter, if you're on Twitter, there is the VA casting call RT. Let me send you the link on Discord.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
It is
I'll send that in chat.
Let me...
That's so interesting though, because like when I first started, I mean, I haven't done any actual voice acting stuff, but I have like wanted to do fan stuff, but I always filter out the ones that pay, because I'm like, I don't even want to audition for anything paid right now, because I'm just starting off. I'm like, no one should be paying for this. Like, this is not the quality of pay for. So that's always interesting, like hearing people that, because it's not just voice acting. There's a lot of stuff that people like start off trying to do and they just hyper focus in it, and then they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get paid immediately, and it's like, no, that's not how that works.
No, I wish. So here it is.
Oh, perfect.
It's paid, safe for work, mostly indie, like voiceover casting. They don't retweet anything that's like AI. It is run by Risa May, who is lovely.
Oh,
who you might know as voice of Kokomi. Yeah, she's amazing. So she runs this, and it is so good source, good stuff comes through there. Only stuff that's been vetted. And yeah, the account is literally just that. So if you have gotten your feet wet, so to speak, a little bit, or just want to practice auditioning and like learning the etiquette for auditioning for like paid stuff, you can start there. That's a great resource, and Risa has been running it for so many years and is amazing.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, there you go, chat. I sent it. Hopefully, I think it sends in both chats, both YouTube and Twitch. That's so nice. I know I mentioned earlier, but I have like the thing that like separates the streams, but I do have one chat box where I'm able to see all the chats come in, and if I type in it, it'll send my thing out to like both channels, which is really nice.
That's so nice.
There you go, chat. Amazing. We love resources. Pin that. Don't forget it. Use it.
Use it.
Oh, there was something I was gonna say, like way earlier in the conversation that I didn't get to.
What were we talking about?
I think it was back in the horror game stuff, when I was like, I wish there were more horror games. What's like your favorite horror game that you've played?
So don't play a lot of them because I'm a big weenie. I love horror stuff so much, but I have to like do it in small doses. Otherwise, I'll be like,
you get too scared
walking around my apartment, like seeing a shadow out of the corner of my eye and being like, oh.
Okay, see, so I understand that, because I also love, my family is huge on like horror stuff, and so when I was a kid, I hated it because I did get scared easily. I was afraid of the dark. I like whatever, and it was Paranormal Activity was like the first thing that I started like that really got me like into it. But yeah, obviously I'm not scared of the dark now. And I actually just had this conversation with my friend yesterday. I'm like, I will sometimes walk into dark areas and I'll be like, I used to be scared of the dark. And then I'll be thinking, what if there is stuff in the dark? Like, what if there is something waiting here? There's I don't remember what it was called. It was literally yesterday that I talked about this with my friend, but it was the horror movie where the creature could like only move when the lights were off. I think it was literally called Lights Out.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And that, like, I don't know why, but that movie specific, I always think of that creature every single time. Of like, anytime I walk into a dark room or anything, of just, have you seen that? Or have you just heard about it?
No, I've just heard about it.
Okay, watch it. It is very scary, I guess, but yeah, it's very good. I always think about that one. But Sinister, I think, is my favorite. Like,
oh, Sinister?
Yeah, Sinister's great. I love Sinister, specifically because the ending is not like, you don't think the movie will go that route, and then it does, and you're like, oh wow, that normally doesn't happen.
No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. That's that's why I'm going no further than that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I honestly, so I don't watch a lot of like let's play content anymore, but like I used to watch so much of it back in the day. Like specifically, I think this was so long ago. Do you remember Amnesia: The Dark Descent?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so when I was looking at scary games to play on stream, because I will play them on stream because there's people there with me.
Yes.
And I'm not just alone. But I was like, should I play Amnesia? And I looked at it and I'm like, okay, now this isn't scary.
I mean, I don't know, because wasn't there one that came out like somewhat recently?
Oh, really?
I thought so.
I know they did a couple sequels, but I don't remember how recently.
Let me see. Amnesia game. What was the most recent Amnesia one? Because, like... Okay, yeah. Dark Descent came out in 2010.
That's crazy.
Amnesia Bunker? What is Amnesia Bunker? Is that... When did that come out? It's a first-person horror game set in a World War I bunker. Oh, it came out last year.
No way.
Yeah. So
okay,
I guess you can try that.
Yeah,
yes, you do. now you do.
Just saying, man. Okay, so I was literally just saying last night on stream, like, I don't have any more scary games. I gotta figure out what scary games to play this weekend. I
have one that I think you would love, like, legitimately.
Really?
Have you heard of I think it's Little Goody Two Shoes?
No.
Have you? Oh my god. Oh, hold on. I need to send you. I'm gonna send you like a trailer for it. It's so good. The style. I haven't actually gone through and played. I was gonna play it myself on stream soon. Probably on Halloween I may stream it. But it's the style is like old anime, like 90s anime style, and it is actually a prequel to a much older horror game called, actually, let me just pull up my Steam because I forget what it's called. Okay. But there was a demo that they had like a year ago or something, and I don't know what about, I think it's just like the vibes about it, or the aesthetic is so like unique. I think you'll fuck with it. I think you'll like it. Let me get this thing.
I love that so much.
I was also gonna get your Twitch. I'm gonna send your Twitch in chat. That way, if chatters want to watch, we can get that in there.
Now I have to play it.
Okay, Little Goody Two Shoes. Okay, here's the trailer. I'll send it to you. We won't watch it on stream because I think there might be. Yeah, it's a little much, but you'll see from the thumbnail the style that I'm talking about. Oh my gosh,
I'm so excited.
Let me do this. There you go.
Oh, I love the art so much.
Yeah, it's yes. Like there's like an intro cutscene, and that's what got me hooked when I played the demo, was like little intro cutscene for it, because it was just, it's so cool. I don't know why, but yeah, I think you'll enjoy that. I don't know how long it is, I will say, but there's also like a romance thing, and you get to choose like a little gal. You get to choose a little girl in the town that you can just like romance.
That's fun. Love a game that has like a casual dating sim included in it.
I know, just like there's fun. No reason for it to be there, but it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so fun.
Also, chat, here is their Twitch if you would like to watch the next time that they stream. I'll send it 3 times. Does it have a fishing mini game? I don't know, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, right. All it needs is a fishing mini game.
Every game should have a fishing mini game.
Yeah, right.
That needs to be a staple there. Yeah. So okay, that was like I went into movies, but game wise, like horror game, Alien Isolation, I feel like still reigns supreme. Like that one is so good. Like obviously back in the day, Slender was peak. But
oh my gosh, in college, oh my gosh, my sophomore year of college, we had on like the floor of the dorm that we had, like there were like 2 quads at the end of each floor where it was like 4 rooms, but that had like a shared living room.
Oh, okay.
And one was like all girls and one was all guys, and we would always be like quad squad, and we would like get together, and we were like, hey, you want to pull up Slender? And we would just like play Slender, and like we had a drinking game. I don't condone
Oh no.
Oh no. Playing Slender in the quads with all the lights off. So you bringing up Slender is such a deep cut for me. I'm like, I
think technically that was the first game. I didn't create content at the time, but I was obsessed with watching at the time, because this was like peak YouTube at the time, Tobuscus and like other people like playing Slender. And so I was like, I wanna play Slender. So on my mom's like MacBook with the shitty like 240p camera, I was recording me playing Slender, and you can barely make me out from the wall because I had the lights off. But
I was just gonna say, did you just like not have a light on you?
It was just
in the darkness.
yeah, that's the reflectiveness of my glasses. That was like the only thing that you could tell. It's so funny because that was the shitty Slender one. Like that was before they made the good one, which I think is like Slender Arrival or something. Yeah, the shitty one is good.
The shitty one.
That's like the most fun. It's also so fun. Did you ever see the movie?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either, but I heard it was dog shit. I heard it was really bad, which I guess I can't be surprised, because instead of basing it off of the game, they based it off the IRL case of the girl who like led her friends into the woods.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I think that's why it was like odd. Yeah, why?
It's a little bit gross.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but yeah, it's crazy.
There's so much there to be like, there's so much lore.
Yeah, okay, since we brought up Slender. Silent Hill is goated. I will say Silent Hill is goated, but
yeah, I've only played like the first Silent Hill game, and like not even all of it, like forever ago.
Yeah,
I feel like I need to catch up.
I have only played what was most recently they came out with a demo, or it wasn't even a demo actually. I think it was a free short like instance of a Silent Hill game, and it was actually really good. Chat, if you know what I'm talking about, give me the name because I forgot what it is, but it was literally just like a free short thing, and it was basically about like a girl. It's a PS5 exclusive. I did not know that. I did not realize that. No, not PT. That was
PT. Remember when?
Yeah, it wasn't PT. It was that one was goated though. I'm still sad that never actually came to fruition. It's crazy. I think there's people that sell, because you can't download it anymore either. So there are people that will like literally sell a console that has it downloaded, which is insane.
Didn't the Game Grumps recently do like a 10-year anniversary of them playing PT because they found I don't follow them really anymore, but like I think I remember seeing someone posting that they did like a 10-year anniversary of them playing PT because they found the console it was downloaded on.
Oh, wow. Okay, dang. Yeah, I don't know.
That,
I don't follow
so
them
cool.
too much recently, so I don't know if they did, but yeah, Chad, you can look up what I'm talking about. But there was a Silent Hill thing because it was like, oh yeah, exactly, yeah, that Silent Hill, the short message. It's free. And it was really good. It's not too long. I think it's like 4 to 5 hours long. It's the classic, you know, Silent Hill thing of like the ones who need to be like punished are like sent into the Silent Hill world. But it is in a school setting with like a teenage girl, and I don't know how to go into this without spoiling it.
That's okay. That is setting a scene already.
Yeah, perfect. Look into it. Apparently that is also a PS5 exclusive. I did not know that, so I don't know if you have a PS5 or not.
I got a
but
PS5.
Speaking of games, I do actually remember you when I was on stream and you said you didn't want to start Baldur's Gate because you thought it was going to take up all your time, and then didn't you start Baldur's Gate like a week later? How is it? How is your Baldur's Gate experience?
It is great. I love it. I love it so much. I, in fact, was playing it so much that when I switched to streaming, like between playing Baldur's Gate and streaming, because I'm not streaming Baldur's Gate, because I'm like, I don't know, like, I might stream it in the future, but like, I want to have something that's just for me and not like on the internet, you know?
Yeah, it's nice to have those games for yourself, yeah.
Yeah, but I was playing it so much that when I went to go stream, which right now one of the games I'm playing on stream is Potionomics, which is on the Switch.
Yes.
Like I kept like the buttons for like confirm and like go back are switched between the Switch.
I know,
PS5.
it's I hate it.
Everything up when I was streaming, and I kept like accidentally ending a day in the game before I'd even done anything.
Oh really? Okay.
Like Kelsey, and I'm like, oh, I've been playing too much Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
But no, Baldur's Gate is like, it's so good. I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, I still actually haven't finished, like, I started it, but I haven't finished my own, like, playthrough. But everyone at my normal D&D table tells me about how, like, great it is and how I need to actually, like, finish it. But also, yeah, to answer your question, Damie, I literally just ask on Twitter. I just DM VAs on Twitter if they would like to be on stream and then hope that they say yes. That is pretty much it. Yeah, okay. Chat, ask questions about Potionomics. I watched you play Potionomics the other day because I forgot that game existed because I kept seeing clips of the dev like making it on TikTok like way back when, and I didn't know that it came out, but I guess it's been out for a while. But I love the character designs in that game. The character designs in that game are so good. They're so cute. And Chad is asking, who is your favorite Potionomics character?
Well, I am biased. Because I do voice Quinn.
Oh,
it's Quinn.
I did not know that.
I literally have your little card right here.
What? That's so cute.
I love them so much. They're my baby.
I literally did not know that.
Asshole baby.
Asshole baby.
They suck, and I love them.
That's so funny. And they said they love the Fawn Girl and the Seller. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I need to play that.
Oh, Saffron's great. Stoner deer mommy who lives in the woods. She's amazing.
Oh, they say that's the Seller. Quinn, I love them.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Let's
go.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great game, and I was honored to be a part of it.
Oh, yes. Okay, chat. Let me explain that. I'll go into that a little bit more. And it's also a perfect opportunity for me to ask you. In this instance, yours would be like a long time down the road, but I once did because I will chat because the strike that's going on, I'm waiting until that is over till I even start making, like I'm doing stuff in the background for this event. But I don't want to have, since it is like focused on Zinless specifically, I don't want to have like voice actors on for it and it kind of like, you know, promote the game itself, because that's basically what it is free promotion for Zinless. But once the strike is over, we'll get into it. Anyway, for you, I did a game show back in the day with other like content creators that was like about Zinless specifically, and it was literally Jeopardy. Like I just had like a special Jeopardy game of like just all Zinless questions, and just had like teams set up. And I want to do it again, but with the VAs of the game. And the one that I have, like the idea that I have is it's gonna be Family Feud, but it's gonna be called Faction Feud instead. And it's going to be pitting two factions against each other. And so the first one that I was going to do was Cunning Hares and Victoria Housekeeping Company. So the poorest faction and the richest faction. And then if that goes well, if you would like to join on the one that would be happening after, it would again be Family Feud based, but it would be, I think it's cute trying to find like the factions that are complete opposites. So I would be having the Sons of Caledon from the Outer Ring and PubSec, like all the PubSec characters going against each other. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, it'll be like a long time, like months down the road. But if you're interested in joining at some point, I will write your name down.
Yeah, that's as soon as I am able to, I would love to.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, I want to wait until the strike is over, specifically because I'm not even doing it to try and promote. Like, I don't have a contract with Hoyo. Like, I'm not going out of my way to try and promote Zinless. I'm just so hyper fixated on this game. Like, I'm so into Zinless that's why I try to have all of you guys on. Which actually, speaking of like how hyper focused I am, I don't know if you've ever seen these, but the Zinless Twitter account, like before the game came out, they would tweet out like magazines that would kind of like give little teasers of stuff, but I ended up taking them and print, because the family shop that I work at is a sign shop and also like a print shop, so I have access to like really nice printers, so I made them like real, like the magazines so cool. to be real in there.
That's amazing.
I know, it's really cool. So there's just the entire like the different like movies from the movie store and whatnot.
So I bet that art looks amazing printed.
Oh yeah, it does. It really does. But there's a lot of like just random custom stuff that I've done.
Question for you: Do you guys do art prints for actors?
Unfortunately, I can't do the because I bought Sam Slade's one, the cool holographic thing. Do you know what I'm talking, like the holographic print thing? We can't do that. So I mean, I can ask my dad of what we can do, because I am actually interested in that. Because if we could do that and do it, give you a discount on it, then that would be epic.
That'd be sick. I don't care. I have my prints that I want to be holographic. I already have holographic, so.
Oh, do you? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's very sell me some.
On that.
Yes,
like, there's like a certain company that like a lot of voice actors use, and it's great. But also, I'm like, if I can like give money to like a small business of somebody I know, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I will. I'll ask my dad, because he's the one that knows. He's been doing it since he was like 18, so I'm sure he
so cool.
has the more inner workings. But yes, chat. I am gonna have to start wrapping up because unfortunately my head is actually killing me right now. And I need to get some food because I haven't eaten anything. But no, you're good. You're good. I tried to get food before stream, but I didn't have time. That's on me. I told you I was playing Call of Duty for too long. The new Call of Duty came out, chat. I was distracted. But is there anything, any other like stream that you're doing soon that you'd like to promote to chat? And chat, while they're explaining, if you have any last questions, ask. Now is the time.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I'd love to answer questions. I mean, most weeks I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and sometimes do, like this past week I was sick on Wednesday, so then I streamed yesterday instead. But most weeks streaming every day of the week except for Tuesday, and starting at like around 5 or 5:30 p.m. Pacific, or 8 or 8:30 p.m. Eastern US time. And yeah, we have fun.
Amazing.
Gonna try to do spooky stuff this week.
I love the fact that before we started, we were talking about how we're both Central, and I say it in Central, but you say it in the other 2 time zones. That's actually so funny.
Listen, all of my correspondence, like 80% of my correspondence via email is in Pacific, so I'm just like...
Yeah. You just naturally do it that way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't do the time conversions that fast in my head. So I'm just like, you convert it to me. Also, Nelsie, and this is because you ask this every time. It's so funny. It's a great question. What's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
Oh, s'mores.
Goated.
It's the best one.
Goated. S'mores is very good. I love that one. Also, to answer your question, Gamer Channel, we don't know. We literally do not know when the strike will end. It's up till like it will last until we actually get an agreement for companies to like get with the contract. Like that contract being the standard is the plan. And we literally have no idea. Oh no, you're good.
That or like a federal law being passed that basically disallows, like allows for or mandates rather, the regulation of a like generative AI, or like basically disallows what these companies are trying to do. So whenever either of those happen, the last interactive strike lasted for 15 months. So honestly, as long as it lasts a shorter amount of time than that, I'll be happy. Yeah,
agreed. And also, my camera died. No! Well, it was actually perfect that we were wrapping up then. I didn't even realize that my camera was dying. One thing that I forgot to mention while we were talking about the strike, but it is also motion capture artists as well, not just voice acting. So yeah, that's also included in there. Everything still applies to that group. That's like the entire purpose of the strike also applies to them, because there is like companies that want to take the animation data set that they like give with motion capture and just kind of like generate it off their performance. So again, still trying to just have people keep their jobs. That's what it is.
Arguably, I would say mocap people are like affected almost more than just voice actors. Like there's less people that do that. Yeah. But they have like two facets of their performance that is being fed to AI. True. Instead of just the one. So it's like So yes, please support them.
Yes, of course. And then chat, like I said, actually let me post it again. This is their Twitch if you would like to watch them stream next time. And thank you for being on, Kelsey. Again, I appreciate it. Thank you for being cozy with me in the PJs on stream with me in chat.
You too.
And thank you guys for joining, chat. I appreciate you guys being here. And I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Chat, next time I stream, I think will be... I don't know, actually. It'll probably be the launch of the next update for Zenless. Take a look out for that. But follow us on Twitter, and we will have silly tweets there. But anyway, thank you guys. Love you all. See you later. Bye!